Okay, here we go. It's Garrett. Let's do a DPS test on the Mage. Frost versus Flame. Let's do Frost first. I'm going to do the very best DPS I can. We've been talking about men and women of God who are single, looking for a new person to date or get married. Okay, I'll tell you what. We're going to call this 279. There are many wonderful reasons to be praying for a new man or woman. Test number 2. We're in Frost. There's many wonderful reasons to be praying for a new man or woman in your life. But we don't. I mean, what if you're wanting a new man or woman in your life? Let's call that a 274. Let's do one more test. We don't want a new man or woman in our lives if we just want to have sex with them. If you're a chosen one of God, okay, we're rolling a little higher here. I'm going to call this a 295. All right, now we got to switch to Flame. Okay, if you're a chosen one of God, what we don't want to do is try to meet a new person. Here's Flame. We don't want to try to meet a new person just to have sex with them. We don't want to bring a new person into our lives just to treat them. Okay, let's do Flame now. Maximum DPS. I've got my plan. We'll start off with AoE one time. This is about the same. This is a tiny bit higher than the Frost. Tiny bit higher. We'll call this one a 302. We don't want to treat the new person like a piece of meat. We don't want to meet a new woman for the sole purpose of using her to fulfill our darkness. Okay, this one, hey look, we're in the 400s. So the Flame can peak a little bit higher than the Frost. We're going to call this one a 375. Let's do a third test. Now come on, if you're a chosen one of God and you've got the Holy Spirit inside of you, you don't want to use your new friend that you just met only to fulfill the darkness that is burning inside of you. The loneliness, the depression, the lust. Okay, this one is a little bit lower. We'll call this one a 300. All right. Let's do, how about one last test? Now, if you're burning with lust, loneliness, and emptiness, There are things we can practice to get better and to get more healthy. But if you're a chosen one of God, what you don't want to do is to use somebody else to fulfill all of your darkness and fleshly desires. All right, the flame can peak a little higher than the frost. Look at the DPS meter up on the top right. I'm going to call this one like a 320, even though we hit almost 500. There you go. That's flame versus frost. The flame, they're almost equal. Let's make that clear. The flame can burst a little bit higher and can sustain a little bit higher. And then something else to think about. The frost might do a tiny bit better in the PvP because you're frosting your enemies who are chasing you. Something else to think about. The flame looks better. The special effects look better. Your shield looks better. The spells look better. There you go. Flame a tiny bit better.